Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. Alright, so we're going to start here with the hourly time frame. And the first thing I am going to say is we have a crap ton of divergences, and I do think at some point these are going to play out. They have not played out yet. You have these on the daily time frame at this point, between right here and right here on the RSI, and then you also have them on the 4-hour time frame, and then you have a crap ton of them on the hourly time frame as we were forming this rising wedge. And now we are slamming up right into resistance, whether you want to use the gap fill as your resistance or right above at 459.44, the July top, as your resistance. We are slamming into that resistance. Okay, we have supply up here. Sellers are definitely, I'm definitely going to say it. Sellers are going to be up here, and you are driving up into this area where sellers are on declining volume. I think rug pull is in order. That I do. And you are completely stalling out here. And now on the hourly time frame, we can very clearly see we're just in this rectangle pattern up here. All right. In the last video, we identified 456.40-ish as the top of the range, right at the top of this candle right here, 456.38. And the bottom of the range, right over here, the low of this candlestick at 453.93. All right, today, the low was 453.97. So you came to the bottom of the range, and now you're head back up to the top. I have no idea what is going to be taking place. All right, I don't know which way you're going to break, but I will point out, all right, SPY went up and literally tested the high today. All right, so you tested the top of the range and the bottom of the range today. Okay, so we're going to probably, well, not probably, we're going to have a breakout. It's going to be explosive. Either you're going to break to the upside and you're coming straight here to 459, which I really don't think you go much further than 460 without coming all the way back down to 430 at that point. Which I'm just going to make it pretty clear, guys. I do think you're going to get this pullback. You're probably going to come back here to 438 pretty quick. All right. But then ultimately, I think we're probably going to be coming all the way back down here to, the 50% retracement, which is around 430. Or we come back here and, golden pocket, you have the 200 daily MA right here. You have this break where we broke out from right here. All right, you were starting to base over here. Boom, you gapped up over your, resistance here. Okay, we have gaps to fill down here. We have one right here. Guys, we could be taking a ride down, all the way down here. It's been an explosive ride, but it has been on decreasing volume. And when you have charts like this, where, the whole entire move up, like you went straight up here. You went straight up here, and your volume has been straight down since the first day, okay? So, I'm just pointing that out. These things don't look like they're going to continue going up. And now you have, on the bearish days, that is when you have the volume picking up here. You didn't have that this whole time. You had declining volume right over here. Right here on a bearish day, okay, I understand you ended up, intraday price action was with the bears. Bears were in control of that price action. Right here, you did have that increasing volume. Over here, same thing, okay? I think bears are going to be taking control of these charts. Okay, you have things like this. All right, same concept we were just talking about. And I understand I have a lot of squiggly lines. I don't know where these are coming from. Let's just take off those squiggly lines. Okay, and yeah, we can just take off that. Let's take off that. There we go. All right. But yeah, as you see, you went straight up here. The whole rally has been off of decreasing volume ever since this day right here. You have had straight up decreasing volume. You have not beaten, Look at it. Look at it straight up. Guess what, guys? You're going to have a pullback. It's destined to happen. Back when nobody, I'm not going to say nobody, but a lot of people, I understand. I start calling for it a bit early here. In the grand scheme of things, I think, we called a pretty good move to the upside here on the channel. All right. Did we think it was going to go straight up? No, but it did. And now it's going to pull back. All right. You know, you can mark my words, but I can't guarantee I'm going to be right. But mark my words, all right? Because, you know, I think I'm going to be right here. I think you're going to get a pretty decent sized pullback here. I think it's going to go level to level here. So I started here with the hourly time frame. If you can break 453.93, okay, you want to see an hourly close under here. I think we're going to come over here to 452. You can get under 452 and you get an hourly close under there. 448 is where we're coming. If you get under 448, you have no structure until 438. That's a $10 move. That's where the rug pull would start. Okay? Probably go something like this. Okay? There you go. You probably would get a bounce here. Like a pretty big bounce. Maybe it's something like that. I have absolutely no idea. And here you get bought up massively. No idea. Okay, but I am just pointing out, okay, here on the hourly time frame, this is the, you know, we're down here on a smaller time frame. So all you got to really pay attention to, 454, 452, 448. Literally it. Over here on QQ, you have the same thing going on. We can apply the same concept. Okay, you're in this range, except I will point this out. You have this kind of going on over here on QQQ. You can actually just hold up. Let me delete that. Let me hit control. There we go. All right, so we do have a parallel channel here going on. It looks like a flag, honestly. So we're going to have to see what happens there. But you also do have like the top of the range here, I guess we could say. We're going to say right here. The bottom of the range is around 388. Top of the range is around 391. Okay? Whichever way you go, you're probably going to be, you know, it's going to be a decent sized move. On the upside, let's look at what do you have as resistance. You don't have anything until you come all the way up here. All right, you really have nothing going on until 399. That's $10. Okay, where you are right now, this is where sellers would be. If you can get above where you are right now, which you were momentarily, it looks like, right up here, guess what? You have nothing until you get all the way up here to like 400. So that is something to take note of. It does look like you are flagging here on the hourly time frame. You can also see it here on the daily. But again, you're going straight up here. Why is the volume continuously coming down? Okay, I understand you had this big volume day right here with the gap up. But, you know, there was a big gap up. I would expect nothing less. Either way, guys, you know, same thing applies here. If you just, you know, all you really have to pay attention to if you just watch on the smaller time frames is if you break 388, you're going to come to 360, 386.70. If you can break that, you're coming to 383, like, you know, 384, we'll call it. And under 384, there's nothing until 374. So this is going to be the rug pull over here on QQQ. This guy right here. Just like on SPY, you have nothing in between here and here. Guess what? That is probably going to be the same exact case over here in QQ. We're probably, once you start getting under over here, 384, you're probably going to start going straight towards 374. That's what I think is probably going to start happening here. All right. Why do I think it's going to start happening? All right. Mr. VIX. I don't think you're going much lower than here. I really don't. Okay. We do have support right underneath. But I will point out, okay, you have continuously had big bounces here on Mr. VIX over the past few months. Since July, you have had big bounces on the VIX right from here. All right. And these bounces can get quite massive. Okay. If you just look at, we have going on over here right away, real quick, 2 weeks. That's a 60% rise over here on the VIX. Not saying that happens. I'm looking for a test of 15. Now, intraday, today, actually on the 2-minute time frame, you can see it. You did have a 9% spike over here on the VIX. You got a lot of panic step into the market real quick. So we can see that, you know, guys, sellers are willing to step up. Now, this is what I want to say. VIX moves off of people buying puts and buying calls and selling puts and selling calls. All right, on the S&P 500. So SPX. And guess what? All right. If it spiked up like that and then came right back down, someone had to have bought in puts and then bought in calls. Someone just took a strangle, I think, or something. I don't know what strategy they used, but there's two sides to this. They played both sides. They had to have bought a lot of calls and then sold a lot of calls, or bought a lot of puts and then sold a lot of puts. Because VIX moves up when puts are bought and moves down when calls are sold, or calls are bought. And then it'll move up when calls are sold, and then moves down when puts are sold. There you go. That is the VIX in a nutshell. But as you can see, we're right here on support. We do have, volatility coming from this level. Your RSI is all the way down here. Don't know what I don't know why that's there. Yeah, we took that off. I will point out IWM does seem to be flagging here, so that's not looking bad at all. We're actually going to talk about something we spoke about in yesterday's video, which is coin. Coin went bananas, and you're actually now at the trend line we spoke about in yesterday's video. So that is pretty cool. So this is a parallel channel we're in. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Right up here at resistance, we pointed out, well, why are you going to stop right here? You had no resistance. So the next resistance was going to be 130. You're now at 130, ladies and gents. We are at 130. The next resistance after 130 is 150. Can you get up here? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. But it's there, and it's the next resistance. There's no denying it. There's nothing in between there and there, other than you have this ascending resistance right here. Okay? This ascending diagonal resistance is what we can call it. We can delete this right here. It's not relevant. I would argue that that's not relevant for the time being. Only thing relevant on this chart right now is the 110 level. Okay, 130 and then 150. This is how it's going to trade. Above here, you're going here. Below here, you're going here. That's literally it. And then if you do backtest 110, watch for a move back up to 130. That's about it, guys. But yeah, I think it's nothing less than bullish with what is going on right now. But I will also point out a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. So, does it come all the way up here and then just cool off for quite some time here? Does it? I don't know. Absolutely no idea. Don't know. Don't really care. But yeah, we're going to have to see what happens over here on our boy Coin. Mar and Riot also are starting to heat up. I want to point out that Riot has absolutely no resistance now. Okay, you have pretty much nothing going on above where you just broke out from. You did have resistance all the way down here, but that is gone now. Okay, you just had heavy volume and you were above here. You're probably going to go for a ride. We're probably pushing up to, probably going to come test 15 bucks. You don't have anything. There's no resistance anywhere. Like, it was a straight shot down. Right here was where you had your only battle. But, buyers capitulated this whole move down. You had no buying. But right here, you could see this is where you had come down to the hourly time frame. You're going to see what I'm talking about. All right, look at this. Boom. Buyer stepped in. Boom. Break and retest. You guys see this? You see this retest. You see that retest. Okay, and you see this. We have action going on this level. So I do think that's probably going to act as a magnet over here on our guy Riot. Putting that out there. Mara. Let's look at Mara chart. We got to clean this guy up, actually. We're going to close out the video with these crypto miners. All right. Mara's next resistance is very clearly all the way up here at 1390. If you can get up here, that's great. If not, that's fine. All right, you are right here at a pretty heavily traded spot. I'm gonna take that off though, because it's not. I mean, it is kind of it's pretty relevant, I guess. So like above here, you have nothing until all the way up here at 1390. That's a decent move right there. But I would focus over here on Riot and Coin. Okay, but Coin above 130. It has to be above 130. look for a shooting star candlestick to form up here at this 130. That's what I would be looking for if you're trying to short it. And then wait for the next day. All right? Because, you know, it could be pretty violent. And you never know. Maybe it shoots all the way up to 140, 150 is the next resistance. So, yeah. All right, guys. But yeah, these divergences are still present. 4-hour divergences. Nothing has played out. Nothing. Okay. Just putting that out there. And then on the actual, you know, charts over here on SPY and QQ intraday charts, the divergences, they're still present. Okay. They haven't played out. So I do think they are going to be playing out. And I think that's going to start this week. Well, I do know Powell is speaking this week as well. So maybe he kicks that off. I'm not sure. No idea. Okay, Hut. I think that's what I saw something on. But actually, guys, I want to just put on this indicator real quick. And we're going to come back over to SPY. I'm going to come over here to the monthly time frame. All right, guys. You know, guys, we're probably going to see one of these again. It could happen. And if it does happen, don't be surprised. Because this thing does look like... Look at how it looks. Like, I understand we have a bunch of arrows here and stuff going on. But just pretend that's all not here. Pretend everything is just not here right now. Does this not look extremely bullish right now? Does it not look like how it has looked in the past? You guys see what I mean? Boom. Boom. That's exactly what this looks like right here. Or what that looked like right here. Alright? Or what these look like. It looks like you just had your dip and now you're, you know, probably about to go back up. So that's something to just keep in mind. Like Nasdaq looks really freaking bullish. Look at this thing. So any pullback, I would be buying that pullback. I do think it's going to be a pretty big pullback though. Look at, like, you know, straight vertical move we've had here. And, you know, don't let anybody make you forget here or let you forget. I'm certainly not gonna. We had like almost 15 days of straight up just gap ups. You just kept gapping up till this day right here. All right, so how many trading sessions going from here to this day right here? That's 11. That's 2 weeks of straight gap ups. Okay, it's a lot. All right, guys, but yeah, I'm gonna close things off with that. But I do also want to point this out. So this is what I wanted to point out on the daily time frame. I want to point that out on the monthly time frame. Look at the weekly. What's going on here? It looks like we're probably going to go for a ride. I'm just putting it out there. Okay? So even though we're probably going to pull back for a week or two, I think we're going to go for a ride. That's what's pointing to. But yeah, you come over to the daily time frame. And I'm not saying just rely on your indicators, but that does look like you're probably going to be getting these pullbacks just like you got over here. And that was 15 bucks. Okay? I'm not saying it's just going to be 15 bucks, but we do have a gap if we put this back on that is right over here, $15 down at 441.33. So that's the thing. All right, guys. And with that being said, Tesla is something we also spoke about. Probably going to have a big breakout. Guess what, guys? You had this as the bottom of the range. You had this as the top of the range. It looks like it's going to be breaking out to the upside. I'm going to be completely honest. And you better get bullish on this name. Because you see these white lines here. I understand there's yellow lines, but look at the white lines. That's a giant bull flag. And if it does break out of here, and if it breaks over the resistance that it's about to head into, or like it's in right, it's pretty much, it closed out the day right under resistance. It's 30 cents away. So if you can just bust up above there and then bust up above 255-ish, we'll call it. No, 252 really, okay, for this name. You're going to be busting out of this bull flag, this vertical resistance, and that probably also brings buyers into the ticker. So, you know, Tesla is probably top watch. I'm just putting it out there. Like, you know, keep it on your radar. Probably going to make some big outsized moves. Okay. Carvana does look to be consolidating. I think Carvana's probably set up to have a decent day at some point in time. You know, maybe you do have, like, I'm just saying, a move like this, like a pretty decent breakout of this consolidation day. Boom, bop, bing, boop, pow. So that's something I was also paying attention to. CRM. Baba. Now, I want to point out that this thing I think is a buy right now at this exact moment. So I'm just putting that out there, all right? At this exact moment, I think this is a buy. I think you're probably going to see, you know, at least, you know, you're going to come back up here. So you could see a quick pop over here. BA, I don't think anybody should be going long on this name right now. I think you should let it reverse and let it come all the way back down to 200. All right. All right, guys. So that's really everything on my radar. Okay. But with that being said, I will catch y'all in the next one. And by the way, Amazon, I do think has room to fall. You have been, you know, rising on this name. You had a pretty breathtaking rise over your $30. Without any pullback here, all right? Now, you know, look at that. You could go $35, but at some point you're going to get something like that. $10 pullback, and then it's just not something you have had so far. But yeah. All right, guys. And with that being said, I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.